Hey guys, now it's time to analyze our analysis portion of World of Vlogs. So in order to do that, just like our damage done and our damage healing from previous videos, we're going to take a look at the analysis section. All you have to do is go to where you see damage done now and head over to that analyze, and you can select between damage done, damage taken, healing done, or hostile healing. We're just going to go to the damage done portion of it. It is just a bit different from your regular damage done parse that you would see everybody else's information. This allows just you to do similar things like look at specific fights, but even more in depth, it allows you to look at damage done to specific creatures and specific things. This is better off in case you're looking for example, burst damage on burning tendons. We need to see who's on top and who's doing the most and who can improve. So in order to do something similar to that, we would do damage done, which is your selected feature from the tabs. You can select anyone here from either damage taken or healing done, hostile healing, friendly fires on there too. But for this purpose of this video, let's stick to the damage done just for now. And we would go by source, which is meaning by us, you and I, and then the target, which we're going to say burning tendon. And we're going to go down to, let's see, where is it? Oh, he's not on here because this is Madness of Deathwing. So let's switch the boss fight to Spine of Deathwing. That'll make it a lot easier. Again, we're going to open up targets, and there we have burning tendons. Now, you don't have to select the boss fight. You can actually have it on all boss fights, and it'll have every creature from every boss fight, and you can still get the exact same results, which is really cool. So we're going to go ahead and press go, and it'll produce us a result. So for one of the burning tendons, and some creatures are labeled the same name, some twice just because of locations or different things like that, you're going to have different results. So apparently this may have been burning tendon on the right side, I'm just assuming. So you have your basic breakdown for the people who did the most damage there. You have Tench doing about 11%, and then Kiri is right underneath him, and then ladder down the tier, everybody else breaking down. It's a pretty good chunk of change. Not everybody's similar. You start seeing a really rapid drop from 9 to 5 within a good range. But remember, you have to take into consideration that these are including, these may not be including the person's pet, so you have to take that into consideration. That may be a whole difference of a DPS. So now let's take a look at the second one, the other burning tendon. And again, you just select the target and press go, and now the numbers have changed because this was the left side where you had two of the tendons fighting. And the graph is showing you, how active was the fight at that point in time. And again, you get the relative points of it. And here we see Tenchi just, by a huge margin doing more than everybody else. So let's take a look at something even more, drastic there. Let's see how the Hideous Amalgamation damage was. And you're going to have up to, I think, 4. So for that damage, we have these breakdowns. And again, this is how the Analyze tool works. Now, you can do it by a source, by a target, which by a target would mean, again, as you can see, players, and you can see how it references. So let's go to myself, and we're going to go press go. And here's what happened. I did about, 4.5 million damage to the Hideous Amalgamation, and then here's my breakdown on Corrupted Bloods. This is everything else. These are all the damage breakdowns I did. So now, you can even look through it by spell. And by spell, again, you leave it on a person, you leave it on a target. Again, we're going to leave it on any, just so it's random, and we're going to see by spell breakdown. And this is very similar to the damage done portion of where you would see things, but this is a good overall comparison where you would see a lot of stuff that you were unsure about. Now, you can take this in another respect and go, like, let's say the damage taken portion. So, damage taken by source. So let's say the target was Pantheos. Let's just pick Pantheos because he's the tank. So let's see how much tank damage he actually took. And of course, Hideous Amalgamation was about 93% of his damage, and 96% or 97% of the damage was from melee swings. So you can see that very clearly. And again, you can do the whole by target, by spell, by anything like that. Hostile healing is only on specific cases where if you had like Meloriac from T11 in Blackwing Descent where he was healing himself. That is a possibility for hostile healing where they're healing themselves, or it's something you need to see and you need to be aware of. Then this is how the Analyze tool works. This is again, the Analyze tool is more in depth for if you want to see a particular ad or a particular fight or some instance of something being done on a burst scenario. Heck, you can even check Elementium bolt damage for people switching them if they were active enough. This would show if they were using the macros that we have set up for them. And right now we're having Mutated Corruptions, Elementium Terrors, and Deathwing as the three top most, or damage takens, excuse me, because we're still on the damage taken page. But let's take a look at the damage done. And we want to see the target of this. Let's use the Elementium Bull, which gets all Elementium bullets, not just the ones that were summoned. And right now you have your list again. Another breakdown, real easy, real strong, and it shows you who was on there first and who was on top. And again, this is the really cool part where you get to see all the creatures and the things like that, and all the differences on where you can see them. Regenerative Blood is another good one, where they stay up and they do more active time, and luckily I was on top for most of the damage there. But again, you can see that on all these things here. The resolution for iterations, if you were to change this in different forms, your graph would look differently because it provides different results, different outcomes, and different motions of waves and things like that. We can take a look by doing a CMA 5. Let's do that, and then we would press go again. It may come out a little differently, it may come out a little less differently. Oh, apparently it didn't change it. Oh, it did, there you go. So CMA 5 changed it very slightly. Now let's go up to CMA 13. That's where you would see a larger difference. So you can see a bigger block or even a plateau formation. You can do the 3-point soften. Again, you can see these in different respects. You can even do a 15-point sample where it gets very, 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 very specific and very thorough on how you want to look at it. And one of the cool things about this little thing here is notice the expression tab. This is a partition of the expression editor where you can enter in information, and notice how it's written by source, by target, by spell. These are the same kind of coding languages you would see in expression editor that you would be written now, but at least this is a little bit more user friendly. This is more of a GUI situation where you would have it much cleaner for you. So something else to take a look into if you're looking for your breakdown of damage. This is something Bree posts quite significantly when we're doing a spine especially. So I would highly consider you looking at this for burst scenarios and stuff like that, or seeing who was on top for that specific mob. Heck, you can even check right now for forgotten ones. And if you haven't, if you don't remember how to go look for old logs, you can click either your guild and refer back to an older log, or you can go back to the world of logs and search through parses. But just for this, we're going to go ahead and go through the logs again, pick another damage done scenario, and we're going to go pick on the target, which, again, now we're on full report so we can see everything, and we want the forgotten ones. So now let's see who did the most damage on forgotten ones. And right now we're seeing, again, Tenchi on top and then Kiri right underneath him. So it's a really, really good sample for a normal Ursage pull. On Heroic, this would be crazy scattered everywhere. But let's take that into consideration. Alright, so enjoy this part of it, guys. We're going to go head up on the rest of the small things in the next video. So take it easy.